See, us creatives, we're always looking for color. We're looking for sunrises, we're looking for sunsets, we're looking for beautiful subjects with beautiful backgrounds. We're always looking for either some green, some orange, some blue. And I noticed that a lot of times we focus less on the image and more of the colors, and that itself causes it's hard to explain. It makes your image look kind of crappy. I know. Color is a big thing, and we can't just throw it out the window and say, screw it, we don't have to care about you, because it's such a very special thing that we take photos of. Color is what adds the mood to the photo, is what adds that feeling on the photo. But is it really? See, recently I've been taking a lot of black and white photos. And not itself in my camera with the black and white setting, but what I've been doing is I take the raw files, when I edit them, I turn into black and white, and suddenly, wow, the picture turns out absolutely fire. But why does it turn fire? Why does it turn out something so interesting, something that's so dramatic, something so moody? It's hard to explain. When I first started editing photos, putting them in Lightroom and doing black and white, I always overlooked black and white. I always wanted that blue and teal look, that Sam Colder 2015, 2017 vibes. And that was the objective. That's all I wanted to do. But recently, after picking up this camera and doing actual shoots for people, proposals, engagements, I noticed myself leaning more towards the black and white. Why? Why black and white? Why take photos in black and white? What's the whole point? I've been looking at YouTube right now, and I've been noticing a couple videos now that are pushing that black and white agenda. Some wedding videos I've seen, they're black and white. The Oppenheimer movie, there's some black and white segments of it, and they're so cool. They're timeless. They add drama. There's a purpose why they're black and white. So after watching those things, I was like, wait a minute, there's probably something very special about why they're black and white and why I love it so much. So I did a couple research, and basically the reason why we like black and white is because when we take off the colors, we take off distraction. But what if the color is the subject of my image? I know some pictures are beautiful in color. There's one I took with my film camera that is of a sunset, and I absolutely love the color of the array of beautiful sunset colors that it displayed. And if I were to switch to black and white, it would absolutely ruin the image. But then take other images, for example. You turn them from color to black and white, and you do that repeatedly, and you see that there's something special about capturing black and white. One thing that it does, it actually takes your distraction from colors and makes you focus on composition, subjects. You're finally looking at subjects, because now after you take color as distraction, for example, there's a blue over there, there's an orange over there, and now you have a neutral white color coming here, and your eye is drawn to that blue, to that orange, because it overall makes the image. But now it's in black and white, and suddenly you're only focused on me. You know there's a light there, but suddenly I'm the main attention. When you're trying to show dramatic situations, maybe it's those candid moments that you take of couples, the weddings, street photography, every moment that you capture black and white, I think it adds such a depth to it. It makes it so timeless, and it makes people stop and really appreciate what makes that image an image. Now, we have to talk about one of the other reasons why people are switching to black and white, and one of the reasons why I take some black and white pictures, and it's a technicality. See, black and white, it changes the mood, yes. It changes the visual aspect of the image, yes, but it also is a cheat code to make your pictures look more well put together. Let me explain. If you have a low sensor, if you have a sensor that is, not the greatest, if you have a very cheap camera that, you definitely need upgrading, it doesn't have the best capabilities ever, it's not a full frame, or whatever reason you can name that your camera is bad. If you take a picture with it and you turn it to black and white, suddenly, not a lot of people are looking for the lack of color science, the lack of things that are looking for in other images. But when you put in black and white, now suddenly it's like a naked image. It's more than just a small little sensor. It's a whole image that competes with other images. For example, I have an iPhone and I shot some videos on iPhone, and maybe you're probably like, oh my gosh, that's not a great example because that's you just soldering a pipe. But if you turn it into black and white and add some grain, now suddenly it looks great. It looks cinematic. It looks like it's on purpose. But if I were to edit that video in a regular way with my LUTs and color, you would see that there's problems with it. The image is not perfect. It has some weird bitrate things fluctuating around the image. So what's interesting about black and white is that you can finally make timeless pictures with any camera. Now, it's not Chico for any camera, but most people are noticing that cheap cameras, budget cameras, any camera can really look great in black and white. So that black and white choice, it can be, of course, stylistic, artistic, but also it can be a very smart way to make people not notice how limited your sensor is. If you start using black and white and adding some grain, suddenly you see there's a shift. Wow, this camera looks great. And then you find out it's an 11-year-old camera, it's a 20-year-old camera, and you start noticing things that in black and white, not a lot of mistakes are taken to account, but in color, you see a lot of mistakes. So black and white is a great way to grow your photography, grow your artistic style, and actually help you learn about composition. Things like that you wouldn't really pay attention if you had color overall. There's a new shift of people buying new cameras. Cameras are very expensive with great sensor, then slapping all these grains, all these overblown highlights, and then adding those shadows and making all green and blue and very film-like. These are trends. There's a reason why we go through trends, because sometimes, you know, different eras call for different needs, you know, and right now we're in an era of, we're in the middle of all these transitions, you know, because film is too high, so people are not buying film. But then people have all these amazing digital cameras, but they also want to shoot film, so they try to do film emulations with the new cameras. So that's why we're seeing such a big switch in which regular things are shot in black and white all the time. Even posts, even iPhone, I've seen people shoot in black and white. And that's good. Again, that's why photography and videography is such a fun thing to do, because you can try your own method and come up with it. I started using black and white and I loved it. And then I researched and I saw a lot of people using black and white too, you know, movies, reels. It's about looking great. If you're making great art and you're happy with the great art because you're doing it the way that you like it, there's no harm in it. So try black and white, see if you like it. Let me know in the comments if I helped, if I encourage you to do black and white. It's such an interesting style for everyone to try. But that's it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and falou, galera. Fique com Deus.